Where we at right now?
We on 116th Street and Lenox Avenue. This is 116th Street, Lenox and 7th. This is where all this shit started at. All this shit started right here on 116th Street. Just like I was saying in my other video about the dust and all that, the niggas getting money, Cody and all of them. It started in this block. You understand what I'm saying? So we're gonna touch on Goldfinger. Goldfinger, right there. His sons and them used to live in this building, 121. I lived on the 5th floor, and he lived on the bottom floor, the ground floor. You understand what I'm saying? Jimmy Terrell used to come through and let the lady, Miss King, take care of him, babysit him, and everything. Babysit him and all that. You understand what I'm saying? 121 was the building where everybody used to be in and out, because that used to be a drug building too. You understand what I'm saying? And Goldfinger was one of the biggest hustlers around. Goldfinger, he used to wear gold or Goldfinger. That's why they call him Goldfinger. They got a book about Goldfinger. If y'all Google Goldfinger, you see he had the Mark IVs and all that. His name was definitely reputable. You understand what I'm saying? In the game. Definitely reputable in the game. Yo, his sons was Vincent Terrell, Jimmy Terrell. Jimmy Terrell used to let me wear his coat when I used to go to school. Let me wear his coat. Let me wear, because at that time I was a bum. My family was poor, and his father was crazy rich, getting a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying? So 121, this building 121. I was born in this building. You understand what I'm saying? Jimmy Terrell and his son was on the first floor. Miss King. Miss King
was at the strip club and niggas
Miss King was the one that used to look out for, babysit for. And I was living on the 5th floor, apartment 15. This block right here, this is where all this hustling shit started at. This is where all the hustling shit started before different people coming in the block. You understand what I'm saying? Right there, this is the 120. That's when 120 over there. 120 is the building where, when I had the shootout over here, the lady called my grandmother and told what I did. Miss King, the one that always looking out the window. You know what I'm saying? Always looking out the window and trying to spy on everything. But this whole block turned out different right now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, Goldfinger had Y2C, all them dudes getting money. And then down the block, 5th Avenue, they was down there selling them deuce bags. They was selling deuce bags. You know what I'm saying? $2 bags of dope. Niggas getting money. This block here, the country boys had this block on lock. They was selling dimes, things of coke, quarters of dope. You know what I'm saying? Quarters of dope, that's like 12 spoons in the bag. 12 spoons in the bag. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they was doing. You understand what I'm saying? Cody and them, you understand what I'm saying, doing this thing. Cody had everybody in check. Niggas that was up under Cody. Cody was the big nigga, you know what I'm saying, in this block. He was the big dog in this motherfucking block. You understand what I'm saying? Getting all that money. Then everything, this was the block you had to check into. Any OG come through Harlem or come from down south, wherever, they come to this block. They come to this block, check in, then they go to Adele's. The restaurant Adele's on 7th Avenue. They go 7th Avenue, check in with that, eat there. You understand what I'm saying? You know, big up to Tito Johnson. Tito Johnson was Brown Stew. You know what I'm saying? I remember I went to see him. I went to see Tito in Arthur Kill when I went to see my co-defendant, T-Boy. T-Boy the one that introduced me to Tito. You understand what I'm saying? So we took pictures, we flipped it up. That's when I was on my way upstate. When I went upstate, I had pictures of me and Tito. I showed that shit to certain individuals, not gonna call their name. The individuals was shook. When I went to Auburn, I showed the picture. The nigga got shook because seeing me with Tito, thought I was coming at him for Tito. I just showed the nigga the picture, that's it. man, let the nigga know I'm plugged in. You understand what I'm saying? Then you have, then you got other motherfuckers like Hamburger getting money. Hamburger, that's Lumen's father. Hamburger was the one that took me on my first boat ride. Hamburger took me on my first boat ride. Showed me how to do certain things, taught me how to do certain things. Hamburger, that was Nicky Barnes. That was Nicky Barnes' right-hand man. Nicky Barnes was one of Nicky Barnes' lieutenants. Hamburger. Then you got Nicky Barnes and Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas was jealous of each other because they was battling, you know, who got the most dope out there, who was getting the most money. It was a situation like that. I was there up on 8th, they didn't like each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what's wrong with black people. You understand what I'm saying? You got certain other black people need to, you understand what I'm saying, to let everybody live. It's enough money for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We one block in 116th Street home, we had at least 100 niggas on the block. We ain't told nobody they couldn't work on the block. They just couldn't work on the block if they not from the block. You from the block, you can work on the block. If somebody bring you in the block, nigga check you out, nigga like you, nigga is like, yo, hold on a minute. This is, we don't like you, can't stay in this block. But if they really liked you, you can hang out. You understand what I'm saying? The game ain't to suppress a nigga for getting money. The game is to add on to a motherfucker getting money, because you know he might get money from one of the kingpins. You understand? Whatever. And then a lot of the club where everybody used to be at was Small's Paradise. That's where they shot that movie at, Superfly, and the nigga went in to see Scatter for the work. And that was a real thing. That was no made up movie. A big time old nigga, see how the old niggas dress. That's how these old niggas who getting these money, all this motherfucking money, you understand what I'm saying, be laying low. They dress bummy and everything. You'll never know who they is. You would think the young niggas is the one that get money. Or you think a nigga who's getting a lot of money is the nigga behind everything. That's a lie. It's the old niggas behind it. They put the young nigga on, the young nigga get money. If he's reputable and his word, his bars, he not stealing, he not jerking the nigga out his money, he could go high places. You understand what I'm saying? With this rap shit, it changed the whole thing of the game. I remember we wearing diamonds and jewelry and all that. You understand what I'm saying? You had to be a real individual to wear jewelry. You couldn't wear jewelry. See these rappers wearing all this jewelry? Back in the days, they would have got robbed for that. And they bodyguards would have got robbed. They would have got robbed for all that. They would have got their jewelry, took all that. All on 8th Avenue, they had all the hustlers, all the big time hustlers. Gregor Noel, all them niggas. Ignat was getting money. Ignat was with me. Ignat was with me. And Juvie. You know, one side is for the girls, and the other side in the court, the juvenile building. Ignat was shooting at the police. Nigga, Ignat don't give a fuck. That's history. That's all in the book. She went to jail for all that shit. You understand? Ignat was my girl. She was getting a lot of money. That was no world girl. I was so scared to ask her to put me on. A lot of niggas is think with the little head, not the big head. I think with the big head because I definitely don't touch the help. I definitely don't flirt with the help. I don't do nothing with the help. The help is to help me get money, and I'm here to help her get money. I'm right here on Lenox Avenue, man. This is my nephew's store, man. Field trip, man. He got like five of these field trips, man. You understand what I'm saying? That's Michi nephew too. That's Michi nephew. And that's my nephew. That's J.J. Johnson. Yo, his store sells a whole lot of stuff, and it specializes in rice. Black rice, yellow rice, or whatever kind of rice. White rice, he spikes it up and everything like that. And everything is real good. Yeah, so I'm going inside right now. I'm going inside field trip. We got lunch dinner. get something to eat, you understand what I'm saying? Y'all can come here and get you something to eat. Y'all can make a trip, the field trip, and I guarantee you're gonna love the trip. The trip gonna make you flip. You're gonna love the fish. We got fish, we got salmon, we got fried chicken, we got falafels, we got everything you can do with a different rice. Now right now, Harlem done changed a lot. It's right here where I'm standing at, right here at this train station. This when we was kids, we used to come out before I got into the drug game, before I got it big. We used to go downtown to Macy's, EJ, Corvette, all back stealing like a motherfucker, stealing clothes just to look fly. We was pickpocketing. You understand what I'm saying? But I definitely rubbed hands with a whole lot of motherfucking niggas, like Stormy Norman and them niggas. You understand what I'm saying? All them niggas out on 115th Street, 115 between 8th and 7th. You understand what I'm saying? Up there getting money with them niggas, with Pop, Turb, and all them niggas. We getting that drug money. Niggas selling them quarters. Nigga, I had the dust. Nigga, I was popping with the dust. I had the quinine and I had quarters. You understand what I'm saying? And big shout out to my man Motorboat. Motorboat was a hell of a nigga. And right here is Harlem World. They changed it around. This was Harlem World. Was where black people come for hip hop. This was the foundation where motherfuckers come here for hip hop, where everybody was coming to Harlem right here and getting hip hop. The Fever was the first. Harlem World was the second. This where certain individuals came to see me and everything, like that dude Shinehead. I taught the nigga how to rap in English. You understand what I'm saying? I showed him how to rap in English. So a lot of people just come here, Busy Bee, all them niggas had shows at Harlem World. And the thing was, Fat Jack was the one that ran Harlem World. Fat Jack was the one that put a lot of dudes on to make a lot of money. Fat Jack, you understand what I'm saying? And his girl, Edie. You understand what I'm saying? Edie, they was millionaires. They the one that bought the hood to get the money. So we were getting a lot of money in the hood. We was doing our thing. Because if it wasn't for Fat Jack, niggas wouldn't have no way to get no money. He the one that started everything. Fat Jack put everybody on. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you could think about it, he did it. He put a nigga on, you understand what I'm saying? But you have known big dudes like Watusi, you got Gypsy coming out this block. Watusi, Gypsy, you understand what I'm saying? Goldfinger. All these niggas was getting money. These are dudes, those dudes you don't hear about. Because if you're not in that light, you wouldn't know about these people. If you ain't out of 16th Street and born and raised, I'm 67 years old. I'm born and raised in this block. Before all these people come around, way before they come around, I was born and raised in this block. Facts. You understand what I'm saying? Facts. So, I know these people. You don't know them because you wasn't grew up in that era. You wasn't in that era. And like I said, hustling, having style, having class, living by your word, being disciplined, that was a part of our life. That was a part of our culture in this block. That was a part of our culture. I know certain things might have been wrong, but that was a part of our culture. You understand? So our culture is to get money. Our culture is to stay fly. In this block right here, yo, if you wasn't fly, you couldn't come outside. I remember it was times when we had riots. You understand? If you ain't come participate in the riot, you can't come back outside. You had to move out the neighborhood. For real. Like right now, over here, the mosque right here. I was there when the mosque got blown up. After Malcolm got killed. The mosque blown up. They blown up that morning. I was on the roof right there. That roof right there. That high roof right there. I was looking down and watched the march walk. And they had a started pressing. The started pressing never got fixed. The started pressing never got fixed. You understand what I'm saying? This is my hood where I live at. This is where I was born and raised at. This is where I know everybody. Now this neighborhood look crazy different. All these motherfucking different people come from different countries. Why are they here? I remember it was a time they couldn't pass 110th Street. They couldn't pass 110th Street at all. You understand what I'm saying? Down that block, that's where Basil and all them niggas, we flying birds, pigeons. That's the block they used to sell the deuce bags. That block there, that block right there is where we was getting all the money at with the deuce bags. Yo, all up and down this whole strip, everybody was getting money. Now it's a change thing right now. It's a change. You understand what I'm saying? The world got to change. Everything got to elevate to a different level. You understand what I'm saying? Back in the days, we have a shootout right here. We see the old ladies coming through, we stop. Let the old lady and kids go past. But nowadays, shit is different. You understand what I'm saying? You know, back in the days when the old black people coming through, we pick up the bags for them. We help them upstairs with their groceries. We protect our community. That's what it's about. Protecting our community. Protecting and showing love for our black people. Showing love to everybody, our black people. That's what we doing. We try to stay strong. Then we scope in the Browns to the fever, hanging out in the Brown, the fever, the Black Door. Niggas getting mad money. We was going all over. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, we got Stevie and all them niggas. Fat Stevie, nigga was a hell of a nigga doing this thing. Fat Stevie was a hell of a dude doing this thing. You understand what I'm saying? All them dudes on 8th Avenue coming through. You had Malcolm Green, had the Green Tape, Malcolm Green, killing them. You know, life changed around. The whole thing with the women's and everything is changed around because you know what? You see how these women today, they look for a bag, right? They look for a bag. They look for money from a nigga. Back in the days, women was hustling like the men was hustling. The women was selling drugs like the men was selling drugs. The women's had the motherfuckers bag, had stacks of money, $1 million, $2-3 million, just like the niggas. And a lot of people don't understand one thing, a lot of hustling, top-notch women put people on. Them women putting these niggas on. These niggas trying to shine like they was by themselves. Nah, the women is the one that put them on. The women was the one was doing their thing. The women was the one was helping them along. Just like that guy from California went to see that lady, the Black Widow lady, or whatever the lady was, to get the talk about that. She put that nigga on. That's how our women were putting us dudes on, because they definitely had to connect. They definitely was pretty, and you know the big boys wanted to get at them. The big boys wanted to get at them, so they in charge of everything, because they working right. They not doing no dumb shit where they shit is fucked up, or get themselves killed, or do dumb shit. What they was doing is doing the right thing, making the right money, and putting other niggas on. Putting niggas on. You understand what I'm saying? Giving niggas play. So a lot of that shit these niggas ain't do by themselves. A lot of times the big dogs was getting it, they give it to the women.